In this video, I'm going to give you 10 signs why your roofing contractor might be going out of business. This video is for the homeowners who may be thinking about hiring a roofer or already hire a roofer and have some red flags. My name is Dmitry Lupinski. I've been in construction for 15 years. I've been 7 years a roofing contractor out of those years. And today I make videos just like this one to help homeowners find trustworthy contractors and help you with your buying decisions. If your gut is telling you that something is wrong with your experience with a roofer, here's the 10 things what to think about and look for. Number one, his price is too cheap. I have more concerns about cheap price than the most expensive price. Obviously, in business, even if you charge the most, you still can mismanage money and go out of business. But in the roofing industry particular, low bids are the most dangerous category. If you're getting 3-4 bids and some of them are coming within $15,000 to $20,000 range and one of them are much lower than others, like let's say 10 and under, where it's 30% cheaper than others, it's a red flag, because third of those bids, third of the insurance price for roof replacement usually goes towards materials. Another third goes towards labor, and 30-40% goes towards business itself, overhead, profit, owner's pay, and things like that. So when they don't charge enough, sooner or later it's gonna catch up to them and they will be closing doors. And you might not be even get your roof.
I trusted people. I should never have done it. It's my own fault.
But today, they are hopeful after hearing Brian Webb and Brandon Jordan, two contractors with the Naples-based Webb Roofing and Construction LLC, were arrested for false and fraudulent insurance claims.
Second red flag for me is when your roofer is too flashy. Now, if he's an established roofing contractor, been in business for 40 years and he drives a nice car, lives in a nice house, it's one story. But when he started business 1 or 2 years ago and he already drives Lambo and you know he made his money in roofing, I would be a little bit concerned, because while roofers move a lot of money, they don't make a lot. You know, they might be spending money from the jobs, they might be spending money from the projects instead of doing those projects. Happens all the time. I've seen it myself in the last few years in the roofing industry, where people actually been getting even jail times for mismanaging money. I mean, roofing is profitable. We do move millions, but the profit margins are not as good as people think they are. So if you're doing $5 million a year, you know, couple million from that amount gonna go towards materials, couple million will go towards labor, and you will have some good profit on $5 million. You can make $500,000 only if everything goes smooth. If you didn't have major problems, major mistakes on the job sites. For example, in my last year in business, I actually had to pay $70,000 on one metal project that we have to start over because of the production department mistake. So mistakes do happen. In a perfect world, you can make money, but you still have to wait until your books are closed for the year and not to abuse your accounting and not to take too much money of the business. When that's happening, usually business gets in trouble and contractors goes out of business.
Well, good evening to you both. According to the arrest reports, the victim here in Safety Harbor, the victim in this latest case, paid Keandra Walker to put a new roof on his gazebo. When he paid her for another roofing job, investigators say she took the money but didn't do the work.
Red flag number 3, your contractor is asking you for a big down payment, but he cannot even give you installation date. Ask yourself why he's asking you for money down when he cannot give you money. Maybe because he does not know when he's going to do your job. Maybe he's trying to play catch and using your down payment to pay for other jobs. When your contractor is accepting your money, he should be giving you date. It doesn't have to be accurate, but there's a big difference between we're going to do it in 3 weeks or we can do it in 3 months. You should have at least a month figured out. Another huge red flag is he might not be returning money to previous customers. Look at reviews, look at complaints online. If you see anything within the lines of "we gave him money 6 months ago, ask for a refund," and he's not giving us money back. Maybe confront your contractor. Why are you trying to sell me a job and not giving money back to other people? Because usually contractors who go out of business have hard time to return the deposits, and you're going to be funding that failing operation and might be another victim of that contractor. If he gives you the story and you believe him, hire at your own risk, but do research and see if that contractor have those kind of reviews. Another big sign of contractor who might be going out of business is someone with a huge team, but who is new in a business coming out of town to work in your town. A lot of storm chasers fall into this category. Nothing against storm chasers. There's a lot of good guys in that category, but many underestimate what will it take to produce the jobs. They hire a lot of people. Roofing is not as profitable as many contractors and homeowners think, but making profits out of town, it's even harder. Their overhead increases. Now you have to pay for the hotels, for transportation. You have to operate in a new to you city. So there's a lot of overhead increased cost that a lot of roofing contractors underestimate. I have seen companies who are doing $50 to $100 million going out of business, not to mention smaller guys. So if you see huge team, 20, 30, 40 people, and you don't see the track record. I'm not talking about companies like Apple Roofing or Crest Exteriors. Those companies who've been in business 10 years plus, they've done it time and time again. They can bring big team to new market, but smaller guys who just mobilize 10, 20 guys, probably not gonna have financial capacity to pay those guys. So what's usually happening, they're gonna have a lot of disputes with the sales team. They're not gonna be able to pay everyone, and sooner or later they're gonna fold that operation, go back, and you might stuck with jobs not complete, or maybe even not see your deposit back.
An Ozarks roofer is charged with stealing from a customer. A woman in Dallas County says she paid thousands to this man, and no one can live in the home.
Needed this fixed. Stat. She hired Eric Howder with One Call Construction last June.
He could get us in the fastest.
He promised he'd start in 2 weeks. She paid him $12,000.
For our project, it was about 70% of the total cost.
Kid says Howder pushed back the project, then would not respond to calls, texts, or Facebook messages.
I asked if he could give me a date when the project would be completed in full, and he never responded.
Sign number 6, previous record. If you have a concern who you gave money to, maybe Google their name. In my experience, people who filed bankruptcy one time might do it again in the future. In the roofing industry, it's a common theme. I've seen so many guys failing one company, and I'm talking about big company, $30, $40 million company, especially within storm chasing community. They went to the market, they failed, they came back, they started new company under a wife's name, under a partner's name, under someone else's name, and they doing it all over again. So if you see something fishy, something shady, just Google the owners. Do your research, and if you do see that they have track record of not handling money in the past, maybe they have judgments, maybe they have bankruptcies, maybe they've been sued by homeowners, who knows what, but I do see a lot of companies who did screw a lot of homeowners are doing the same thing under different names. And if people only would Google them, they would find out the truth and maybe not give them business this time around. Big red flag number 7 is when you are receiving lien notices on your property after you have paid your contractor. Don't take them lightly. Call your contractor immediately, notify them about the letter. Why is it he's not paying your subcontractor, people who work on your property? Why he's not paying your bills? Usually he has about 30 days to pay the bills. If you're receiving lien notices, that's a definitely red flag. Not only you should know it and you should raise the red flag, but your community, because if he's not doing it to you, other people probably not getting paid. Other people probably going to be filing lawsuits, and this is how it usually crumbles. I mean, I've seen $20, $30 million companies going out of business. When that's happening, you're talking about hundreds of homeowners being affected. And I've seen widows and people on a very fixed income getting screwed out of, for them, huge chunks of money. And these roofers just go to another town, start over, not a big deal for them, but they leave devastating effect behind them, because now people who need a new roof cannot afford a new roof because someone could not manage their money or their business. A little bit smaller sign, number 8, if your contractor does not have online reviews or online presence, ask yourself, what leverage will you have in case of dispute? If you see big company or company that claims to be big, why they don't have anything online? Maybe they're not as big as they say they are. Maybe they just changed the name. Maybe they're just there for very short term. I mean, it's 2022. Everything is online. Every business owner knows it, that business starts online. Do your research. And if you see someone who's claiming to be big, who's claiming to do good work, but he does not have even few Google reviews, or maybe they're negative, ask yourself why. Sign number 9, delays. If you have agreement that your job will take place in 2-3 weeks and 6 weeks goes by and nothing is happening, and they keep feeding you tomorrow's, investigate. You can call the supplier, you can call your contractor, salesperson, manager, maybe even drive to their business. See what's really taking place. Because if they're already not fulfilling your order, if they promise you 3 weeks and now 6 weeks goes by and they're telling you it's going to be a few more weeks, you can cancel a job. You can ask reasonably for explanation and see if you believe them. I mean, in 2022, we do have material delays and we do have labor shortage and other stuff, but it all comes down to their promise. If they told you when they sign up with you, they sign up that contract, that they're gonna do it in 3 weeks, it should not take 3 months. You get the idea. In my experience, most homeowners who got screwed did not pay attention to those delays. They would love to cancel 6 months later, but I think they should cancel it 3-4 weeks into that. The first time delays start happening, unreasonable delays.
They each paid $4,000. They were told crews would get to work in 4 to 6 weeks.
Phone number wasn't working. You know, they've reached out to me a few times by email, but it's always something, you know, will come out later. It's always a later date.
Look, their contracts are different. Rhonda hired Overland Roof Exchange. John hired Midwest Roofing Commercial and Residential. But they had a feeling they hired the same company. They tried to arrange a meeting with company reps at the same time.
Conveniently, both companies had employees sick.
Their instincts are right. According to state documents, both companies have the same address.
And the last sign, number 10. Your contractor simply not answering his phone calls, not answering emails, text messages. When he was selling you a job, he was very responsive. He wanted a sale. He was there. But now you cannot reach the guy. Now it's your time to act. Get his attention. Maybe write him a review. You can delete it later. Do something that will have him take you seriously, because so many contractors will play this game, and if he's not answering your phone calls, maybe he's not answering 10 other phone calls. And what it means to you, it means you're gonna lose your money. You're gonna lose your down payment, or your project will never be finished and you need to find a new contractor. Unfortunately, it happens. This is my business, Directorii.com. We recommend trustworthy contractors and we back them up with our own money. Every year we sign up new contractors and we filter old ones who is not performing. It's a very hard job to find contractors you can trust. With the Directorii.com, you get $20,000 guarantee. We don't give bad recommendations. If you wanna find a roofer that I trust and I recommend and back out with our own money, check out Directorii.com, because no one deserves to be screwed on the most important project on your house, your roof. It's simply not acceptable to give a contractor large sum of money and then see the contractor going out of business. You don't deserve it. Check out Directorii.com if you have any questions for me, or if maybe you want us to help you pick a contractor for you or go through estimates, we offer that as well. You can send us 3-4 estimates, we'll review them and we'll tell you who is the best for your project in our opinion. I'll see you guys in the next video.